This is the first estate. This lesson centers on Marshall reveals bitter truth on America's founding father. Now, on your screen is an image of the Strong's Concordance. This book contains the definition of every word in the King James Bible, Old and New Testament. This book will also be my aid in helping bring forward this lesson. So, we're going to jump right into it, and brings us here. Word is science. Okay? The deeper, more perfect, and enlarged knowledge of this religion, such as belongs to the more advanced. Okay? Now, I will divert your attention to the top left-hand corner of the screen. That's where you can keep track of the biblical verses that I will be using. In 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 20 is our starting point. O Timothy, keep that which he has committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of signs falsely so called. Right, because what you've learned in the churches is not the deeper knowledge of God. Okay? This Bible is written in code, and it's rather difficult to understand to the unlearned. All right? So what I'm going to teach you in these lessons is a lot of bitter truth. Okay? So, with that, we move on to this image that needs no explanation, speaks for itself. Now, in the book of Nahum, chapter 3, verse 10, yet was she carried away, she went into captivity. Her young children also were dashed in pieces at the top of all the streets. And they cast lots for her honorable men, and all her great men were bound in chains. So all her great and honorable men were bound in chains and sold, but yet they say we were savages. Yet they say we were in the bottom of ships and defecated upon ourselves. But I don't see feces stains on any of these attire of these men. Okay? None whatsoever. So, now I'm beginning to show you where the lies start. Okay? So, with that, we're going to move on. They were bound in chains. So, we know that slavery generated a lot of money. All right? So, but I want to show you, we have the word chain right here, also means copper. And this is very important. So, we're going to go to the book of Lamentations. Okay? And that will be chapter 3, verse 7. He hath hedged me about that I cannot get out. He hath made my chain heavy. Exactly. Many burdens were cast upon the Negro. Okay? We couldn't get out because this is our country. We are the founders of this country. And it started with Adam and Eve. Okay? America is the oldest nation on earth. But anyway, with that, we're going to move on. So, brings us here. And this is Webster's Dictionary 1820 definition of an American. A native of America originally applied to the Aboriginals or copper-colored races found here by the Europeans, but now applied to the descendants of Europeans born in America. So with that, we're going to move on. Here we have Amer from the Free Dictionary, which means America. Going to also move on because I want to bring you here. See? Amer. America is written in the Bible. Okay? So, Blue Letter Bible. Now, we know that America has a commander-in-chief. Okay? The land of free speech. This is the promised land that God promised Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay? The Israelites, which are Negroes. And this vision or this teaching was yet for an appointed time, and that time is now. So I'm going to go to book of Genesis chapter 49, verse 21. Naphtali is a hind that let loose. He giveth goodly words. So, right here, goodly words, which means America is also the Holy Land, because it is the word. That's what the word is, holy. This is the Holy Land, the true Holy Land. Over there in the Middle East, that little piece of land that you see there, on the map, that's not the true Holy Land. This is. But they lied to you. Why? Because God gave it to the Negro, which further confirms that the Negro is the true Jews. But I'm going to cement that, okay, and logic throughout this lesson before the lesson ends. So, we know this means America, but this also means bitter. This is a bitter truth, okay? Now, here we have the word mar, which also means bitter. So, in the book of Proverbs, chapter 5, verses 1 through 4, my son, attend unto my wisdom, and bow thine ear to my understanding, that thou mayest regard discretion, and that thy lips may keep knowledge. For the lips of a strange woman drop as an honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil, but her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Okay? So, that's mar. Mar means bitter. All right? And this is also a future lesson, so I'll get into that down the road. Okay? But anyway, let's maintain this flow. So now we have mar and sal. Okay? So we have the word rib. Now, the book of Genesis, chapter 2, starting at verse 21 through 24. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs, and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which the Lord God had taken from man made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. And Adam said, This is now bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. Okay, so Adam and Eve were the first Americans. America is the oldest nation on earth. Now, at that time, the earth was one body. There was one body for the water or the ocean. Okay? After Noah's flood, we have what is known as the continental drift. The part that drifted over here, known as South and North America, is the Holy Land, is the Garden of Eden. Okay? That's the portion we're in right now. You see the word rib, right? I just read to you the verses associated with it. We all know what the rib is, okay? So, with that, we're going to move on. Now, in the book of Revelations, chapter 17, verse 5, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Okay? So, America belongs to the Negro, and the daughter of Babylon is indeed the black woman. She carried on the tradition of Eve. And we know what Eve did. She basically betrayed Adam. Okay? And that created friction, which still lingers on until this day. Okay? Between the black man and the black woman. Okay? There's no hiding that. Okay? So, but anyway, the original Statue of Liberty was a black woman presented to the U.S. by France. So, given to us by France. Okay? So, Marceau is a French name. And, another name for Adam is Marcel, that's his real original name. And Eve, if you will, she's Marcella. Okay? But you're going to see this in other lessons as well. All right? So anyway, we're going to move on. We go here to the lost books of the Bible. Okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to go to chapter 49, and that'll be verse 8. So this is 49 in Roman numeral. And here we have verse 8, starts right here. And this sign, O Adam, will happen to me at my coming on earth. Satan will raise the people of the Jews to put me to death, and they will lay me in a rock and seal a large stone over me, and I shall remain within that rock 3 days and 3 nights. Okay? So, Adam was the first Jew. That's what I want to take away from this. Adam was the first Jew. And how do we know this? Because in the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15, verses 45 to 47, Jesus is the second Adam. See? They're twins. And so Adam was the first Jew. Now, moving on to here, we have the word Jew. And this is in the New Testament, as you can see, the Greek writing. So, I'm going to go to the book of John, chapter 4, verse 22. Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. Okay? Now, going here, Old Testament, as you can see, the Hebrew writing, Jew also means Judah. I just want to show you that. Okay? Now, Judah means praised. Okay? The son of Jacob by Leah. The rest of this you can read at your own leisure if you like. Now, going here, we have, after the division of the kingdom, the name of this tribe was applied to one of the kingdoms, which included the tribes of Judah and Benjamin, with a portion of Simeon and Dan, and had Jerusalem for its metropolis. After the carrying away of the 10 tribes and after the Babylonian exile, this name is applied to the whole land of Israel, which means that all 12 tribes are known as Jews. Okay? Yes, they all still have their distinct tribal names, okay? And their inheritance, all right? But they all have one particular bloodline. Now, who is that? Here we go. So, here we have the word black. So we're going to go to the word or book, Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 2. Let's give that a shot. So, Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 2. Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. So, I just want to point out there that the true Jews, the original Jews, still to this day are black. Okay? Pure blood black. All right? So, going all the way back to Adam and Eve, the first Americans. America is the oldest nation on earth. Okay? And, hey, I can prove this, like I said, with many other folders that I have, But America is the oldest nation on earth and thousands of years old, and it belongs to the Negro, the Jew, the true Jews of this earth. All right? And I just showed you that, through the lineage of Adam and Eve. Okay? So, we are not Africans. We are not the children of Ham. That's who those people on the continent they call Africa. That's who they are. They're the children of Ham. We are the children of Shem. Noah's firstborn son. Okay, Ham is the second son of Noah. But anyway, I want to bring this lesson to a conclusion. So, until next time, this is the First Estate.